What's up, guys? Welcome to Vintage Genetics, where it is all about classic bodybuilding. And today it's going to be an interesting workout which I designed because I was working out with two other people today who actually traveled more than an hour to this gym to work out with me, so that was quite the experience. I already knew these people. I actually went to the gym before and saw them there and trained with them there as well. But the reason why this is a different training than usual is because we're training both chest and back. Now, if you're a long-time viewer, you've seen me doing this in past videos, chest and back supersets, but this one will be different because it will be chest and back alternating exercises. So basically you first do a chest exercise, then back, then chest, then back, etc. You can do the same for arms. Some people like to do bicep and exercise, just complete it, get a pump in the biceps, then do a tricep exercise, then do biceps again, etc. But that's the same thing we're doing right now, but then with chest and back, and it was more practical this way with three people as well. So what are we doing right now? We are doing the bench press. We basically did a few sets until we reached a weight with which we could do about 10 reps. I personally did a few more reps. It was just, you were supposed to go to failure with a considerable weight, and after going to failure with that weight, you decrease the weight with like 40 kilos and then do a drop set. And this drop set isn't a regular drop set, it's actually a paused rep drop set with a slow negative. This really burns you out completely, because sometimes when you do the bench press and you're doing a heavy weight and you're ending it with a heavy set of only 3 or 4 reps, you don't really feel that pump in your chest as much. And when you finish it with a drop set, which is controlled with pauses at the bottom, contracting the chest fully, as you can see right here, don't slow, pause at the bottom, and go back up. In this motion, you can really feel the chest working. You're taking most of the triceps and shoulders out of the movement. It's really a chest dominant exercise, and that way, if you go to failure and you're doing it correctly, you will feel a very good pump in your chest, like you normally never feel in your chest after bench press. Alright, so now it's my turn, and I'm doing a set of 140 kilos. I was actually supposed to do 20 kilos heavier, but I decided to do this one. This is normally a challenge for me before this lean bulk, and right now I can easily do 10 and more reps with this. So I definitely improved my strength on the bench press, partly because I weigh heavier now, but mostly because of lean muscle gains, which will be visible when I'm going to start to cut. But as you can see right here, I went to failure on the heavy set, and then I'm going to do a drop set with paused reps until failure with a slow negative. This is really to exhaust the chest, because imagine if you're doing a heavy set and the last rep you stop, but you basically have more strength left in the tank to do at least 10 reps with 40 kilos less. And that's what you're exploiting right now in the drop set. And then we move straight on to the lat pulldown. The moment that you do the lat pulldown, you stretch out the chest that is very pumped right now, flushing blood through the chest, through the back, creating a synergy of pump-tastic blood flow. Alright, after the lat pulldown, we move over to another classic basic exercise, the incline bench press. Now what I let these guys do, and I already knew about my technique, it's actually not really a special technique, it's just the right way of doing it, but a lot of people don't do it this way, is to let the bar drop right below the chin, right on the upper chest as high as you can while maintaining a wide grip. This stretches the upper chest out like you have never felt before. If you're in a controlled movement, drop the bar below your chin on your upper chest as high as you can. That stretch will be a unique feeling. And this is what Arnold himself discovered as well, because the sole reason why I'm doing it this way is because I saw Arnold do it in one of his videos. So when I saw that, I simply tried it out in the gym and I instantly felt the difference. So you cannot do as much weight this way, but it doesn't matter. Your chest muscles will think it's a lot more weight because of the extra stretch on the parts of the muscle that you normally do not, target. So especially for people who want to build an upper chest, this is one to do. And I really like the combination of the incline bench press and the T-bar row. Normally I'd of course do this in a superset, but right now, the moment that I'm pulling the T-bar towards my abdominal area, my chest is stretching out once again. So it again is a synergetic exercise combination. The moment that you use this exercise and contract your back, you're stretching the chest. And really, it's an awesome way of training in my opinion. You can get 2 muscle groups for the price of 1. And you actually burn more energy at the same time as well. Which is why Arnold did it, this style of training, at least 3 months before a competition. So I will be doing more superset kind of training like this, but then with supersets in the future, in the very near future, because I'm going to cut starting next month, July 1st. So then my exercises will change a little bit, the volume will change a little bit, and it's to aid my muscle burning while still building as much muscle mass as possible. And then it is time for the incline dumbbell flies. Of course, an exercise that you cannot miss on chest day. At least do one kind of fly. The best version in my opinion is the dumbbell fly next to the cable flies. But this one, the stretch you can feel here is incredible. And as you have seen throughout this video, is that the form that these guys are using is very good. In fact, it is impeccable almost. And the reason for that is that they kind of know how to work out. You can clearly see the amount of muscle that is built through all the workouts they did. But the way to do a fly exercise like this is not the focus on the contraction, but it's the focus on the stretch. Once you have felt the stretch, that's rep number 1. Simply focus on the stretch. You can see it right here very clearly that the stretch is really the exercise and not the contraction. Why? Because the moment that you contract your chest here, you must bring the dumbbells close to each other, and that's too close for there to be tension on the chest itself caused by any weight. So that's why the stretch is the most important aspect of this exercise, and you should do it as deep as you possibly can. And then another classic, and you may have noticed that when I'm doing exercises or workouts like this, combining chest and back, I like to stick to the basics because it already is hard enough. And if you want to hit the back and chest optimally, there's nothing better than the basics. Which is the reason why I'm doing another basic exercise, the seated row. And I'm doing it in a way that Ronnie Coleman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and a lot of other great bodybuilders with amazing backs have done this exercise. And that is to not only focus on the lower back, but also on the stretch of your lats higher on your back. So basically your V taper. This allows you to kind of make it into not only a back thickness exercise, but also a back width exercise. And that is what you want in bodybuilding. Make the most out of one single movement and build the most amount of muscle. Get that 3D effect. So that is my tip for you guys to try on the seated row, to really stretch out the lats as well, but keep your back at least straight or arched and start out with a relatively light weight. And then guys, it is time for the dumbbell pullover, and in my opinion, the single best exercise for combining chest and back into one. Because the moment that I'm stretching out the lats right here, I'm obviously targeting the lats, and when I'm going back up again, I'm tensing the chest muscles at the same time. So I'm really working chest and back in the same exercise. It does require some mind-muscle connection, quite a lot of it actually, but once you get the motion right, like the way to tense and stretch the right muscles, then it will be an amazing exercise to do. And that is also one thing that these guys wanted to know, the dumbbell pullover, how to really perform it correctly and to feel the muscles which you should feel. So, and that's actually what these guys have done very well, is use a controlled range of motion, a controlled form of how to do the exercise with a relatively lighter weight than usual to really feel what the muscles are doing when you're doing the movement. And you can see it right here as well. He has a similar shape to me. When you're doing the dumbbell pullover, you're also actually targeting your transverse abdominis muscle, which is the very deep abdominal region below your regular abdominals, and this is actually causing the vacuum to appear. So if you do this exercise quite heavily, you will target this muscle and you will train the vacuum at the same time. So that is why also it is a classic exercise that you guys should definitely do. Because we're three people, the workout did actually take quite a long time, but that's okay, because we only did 3 back and 3 chest exercises, so I decided to do 2 types of pullovers. The first one was with the dumbbell, of course, but the second one is with a cable, and we're using a straight bar right here that rotates as you move, and this also allows you to really stretch the back and contract the chest. But do make sure that you're holding the bar quite narrow. If you hold it too wide, you will only feel your back, and it will be very difficult to feel your chest, because it's all about squeezing the elbows together in your mind if you want to squeeze the chest during this exercise as well. So when I'm going up, I'm stretching the lats, and when I'm going down, I'm squeezing the chest. So again, 2 muscle groups in one exercise, so it's a very good finisher for this kind of workout. But this was the workout of today, you guys. Something different, something you should try out every now and then, combining chest and back, which are, not exactly antagonist muscle groups, but they do almost have an opposite way of operating. The chest pushes and the back pulls, but combining these will really flush the pump through your entire upper body, and you will achieve a pump you have never experienced before, especially if you do it with supersets, which really alters this effect to the max. But I want to thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to stay golden.